Hello and welcome to another video. Today we'll be taking a look at Sergei Witte. We'll take a look at early life and career, entry into government and service, and also take a look at his time as a Minister of Finance, at his key contributions, at his political career and diplomatic role, as well as challenges and opposition, legacy and impact, historiographical perspectives, and last of all some books and quotes. Let's start off with his early life and career. First up, birth and background. He was born on June 29, 1849 in Tiflis, Georgia, which was part of the Russian Empire. He came from a family of Baltic German origin, his father being a civil servant and nobleman. Education. He studied at Novorossiysk University, now Odessa University, specializing in mathematics and physics. He developed an interest in economics and politics during his studies, which influenced his later career. Entry into government service. Railway administration. He started his career in the railway sector in the 1870s, gaining experience that would later prove crucial in his economic policies. He held various positions, including chief of the operations section of the Southwestern Railways, where he demonstrated exceptional organizational and management skills. He was then appointed director of the Department of Railway Affairs in 1889 and later Minister of Communication in 1892. His time as Minister of Finance from 1892 to 1903. Well, as finance minister, Witte implemented a series of sweeping economic reforms aimed at modernizing Russia's economy and integrating it into the global capitalist system. He also introduced the gold standard in 1897 to stabilize the ruble, enhance foreign investment, and increase the credibility of Russian financial markets. He advocated for state intervention in the economy, promoting the expansion of heavy industries and infrastructure, particularly railways. And then he encouraged foreign investments in Russian industries, particularly from France and Germany, which provided capital for industrial expansion. He introduced protective tariffs to nurture domestic industries and reduce dependency on foreign goods. Some of his key contributions. First up, the Trans-Siberian Railway. He oversaw the construction of the Trans-Siberian Railway from 1891 to 1916, which connected European Russia with the Pacific Ocean, boosting economic development in Siberia and facilitating the movement of goods and people across the vast empire. Development of banking. He reformed the Russian banking system, enhancing its stability and capacity to support industrial growth. He founded the Russo-Chinese Bank in 1896 to facilitate Russian financial interests in Asia. Industrial growth. He fostered a significant increase in industrial output, particularly in sectors such as coal, steel, and textiles, contributing to Russia's emergence as a significant industrial power by the early 20th century. Political career and diplomatic role. He was appointed chairman of the Council of Ministers, which is the equivalent to Prime Minister, in October of 1905 during a period of intense political turmoil and revolution. He was instrumental in drafting the October Manifesto of 1905, which promised civil liberties and the establishment of the State Duma parliament, a move aimed at quelling revolutionary unrest and transforming the autocracy into a constitutional monarchy. He represented Russia at negotiations for the Treaty of Portsmouth, 1905, which ended the Russo-Japanese War. His diplomatic efforts were crucial in securing relatively favorable terms for Russia despite the military setbacks. Challenges and opposition. He faced opposition from conservative elements within the government and aristocracy who were wary of his liberal economic policies and his efforts to reduce autocratic control. The rapid industrialization led to social discontent, labor unrest, and economic disparities, which fueled revolutionary sentiments and posed significant challenges to Witte's policies. He resigned from the post of Prime Minister in April of 1906 due to conflict with Tsar Nikolaus II and his court, as well as dissatisfaction with the limitations placed on his reform agenda. Next up, legacy and impact. Witte's policies laid the groundwork for the modernization of the Russian economy, fostering industrial growth and infrastructural development that would continue to influence Russia's economic landscape in the 20th century. The October Manifesto marked a significant shift towards constitutional governance, although the limited powers of the Duma and the continued autocratic tendencies of the Tsar dampened its impact. His role in negotiating the end of the Russo-Japanese War demonstrated his diplomatic acumen and contributed to a temporary stabilization of Russia's international standing. Witte remains a controversial figure. Some view him as a visionary reformer who sought to modernize Russia, while others criticize his failure to address the social consequences of rapid industrialization and his inability to navigate the complex political environment of late imperial Russia. Historiographical perspectives. Soviet historians often criticize Witte for his association with the Tsarist regime and for promoting capitalist policies that they argued exacerbated class tensions. Western historians generally view Witte more favorably, highlighting his role in modernizing Russia's economy and his pragmatic approach to governance and diplomacy. Recent scholarship tends to adopt a more nuanced perspective, acknowledging both his achievements in economic reforms and the limitations imposed by the political context of his time. Books and quotes. Let's start off with some books. Sergei Witte and the Twilight of Imperial Russia, a biography by Sidney Harcave. It's a comprehensive biography exploring Witte's life, career, and impact on Russian history. The Witte System, an approach to Russian industrialization by Francine Hirsch. It examines Witte's economic policies and the role in the industrialization of Russia. The Fall of Tsarism, Untold Stories of the February 1917 Revolution by Simeon Leandros. It includes discussions on Witte's reforms and their influence on the social and political climate leading up to the Russian Revolution. Russia in the Age of Modernization and Revolution, 1881 to 1917, by Stephen G. Marks. It provides context for Witte's economic policies within the broader scope of Russian modernization. Stalin's Industrial Revolution, Politics and Workers, 1928 to 1932, by Hirokai Kuromiya. It discusses the long-term impacts of Witte's industrial policies on Soviet economic strategies. Next up, some quotes. Without Witte's vision for economic reform and modernization, Russia might not have achieved the industrial base necessary to sustain its later ambitions. Sidney Harcave. Sergei Witte's introduction of the gold standard marked a significant step in integrating Russia into the global economy, enhancing its financial stability. Francine Hirsch. Witte's legacy is a complex one. He was both a catalyst for economic growth and a figure caught in the web of the autocracy's resistance to meaningful political change. Stephen G. Marks. His role in drafting the October Manifesto showcased Witte's belief in the need for constitutional reform, even if it fell short of his democratic aspirations. Simeon Leandros. Witte's industrial policies laid the groundwork for the later Soviet emphasis on heavy industry, albeit under vastly different ideological conditions. Hirokai Kuromiya. That was all. Thank you for listening.